I never really know what to say in these sorts of videos, only that it's been almost 8 years now since we met properly, and I still think about you all the time. I, I don't know what it is, it's not obsession, I wouldn't have said, I don't keep chasing the thoughts of you. That's the thing, they just occur within me organically, they bubble up naturally whenever I feel down or depressed or unsure of myself, um, or really just automatically for any reason. And I don't know, I'm as happy thinking about you as I ever have been. And thoughts of you just fill me with such joy that I can't really look away and I can't really look at other people anymore so much. And it's not that I don't love other people, I love lots of people. I don't by no means reserve all my love for you, I wouldn't have said. I have friends I love, but friends only. I have no other romantic partners. I don't pursue sex with women particularly, or at all actually. I have done on a couple of occasions, but yeah, or relationships with other women, just when I thought, I'd never get with you and it would never be possible. But I wanted to make this video now because I wanted to make a video to you rather than talking about you to other people, which, I have talked about you to friends of mine and so on. For instance, while I've been in hospital this time. And, I think that just to sort of tell someone about it helps with my feelings, because having them mirror them back to me shows that the feelings are genuine, if you see what I mean, and it shows that it's not a shallow or superficial thing. And I dread the life that I could lead, the life rather like that of Dante Alighieri, the great medieval Italian poet who was famously in love with his Beatrice, or Beatrice. I don't know how it's pronounced, I suppose it is pronounced that way in Italian, but yeah, he was exiled to France, to Avignon, I believe, after being exiled from Florence. And he was in love with this Florentine woman called Beatrice, and he wrote the Divine Comedy for her. This journey first through hell, and then through purgatory, up the mountain of purgatory, and ultimately into the Paradiso, the paradise, into heaven, where he finds Beatrice, and Beatrice leads him through heaven after Virgil departs on that journey. Virgil, the great ancient Roman poet, who Dante considered the greatest of the classical writers. And in real life, Dante Alighieri was never found his Beatrice again. They were never together. He lived a life alone. And I do somewhat shrink from that prospect. I don't like the idea of it, particularly. If that is indeed the life I have to live, then so be it, that's my lot in life. It was just enough meeting you for that short time, that brief time we were together, and it was enough to see you smile. It was enough to know what your laugh sounds like. It was enough to see your style, your hair colour, your eyes, everything about you, your beautiful straw-coloured hair, your gorgeous looks, your demeanour, your personality. That was enough. That's enough of an imprint on me. And that short meeting, I wish it could have been longer. I'm so sorry. And maybe we could have gotten together then and been a great couple. I think we could have been. I think there's every chance. I don't know, hopefully we still can be. I hope I'm not in exile like Dante Alighieri was. Or what is exile? In a mental hospital. And, perhaps, I don't know, you think that I'm too crazy to go out with or something. Maybe it is that. And maybe that's a problem. But the real details of my mental health problems, not that they're non-existent, is that they're largely fabricated. And I'd love to tell you the entire truth about myself, at least as I see it, at least to the best of my understanding. But no, I think it's healthy to share how we feel. And I think it's healthy for me to share how I feel. And, to get things off my chest. And to make it public, because I have recourse to nothing else, basically. And just to hope that this video reaches you somehow. I don't know where I want to go from here. I don't know quite what my path in life is going to entail. I know some of it, I think. I've gleaned some of it now. I'm working on something called the Segmented Space Transport System. It is an elevator going 160 kilometers above Earth's surface. And that seems rather a wild idea. But I think it's something we're capable of building within the next 10, possibly 20 years. And one of my personal ambitions is to go to space. And I don't know if, it might be a crazy ambition, but I have written you into literature like Dante did with Beatrice. And I've made you an astronaut in all the iterations of you that I've put in my work. And you become a great queen of the empire that rules the human colonies of the galaxy, more or less. A warrior astronaut queen. And I think that might be my masterwork for when my other books are finished. Maybe I will get around to writing it until I'm in my 40s and so on. And the endless poetry as well. Not all about you, but about various things and situations, and maybe even some of them are good. I don't know. Or whether they're being remembered. But I would also like to know that people of the future to know that at one point there was Sam Cottle, who had his Amanda, his love, his great love, his true love. And I think it would be a great story if we were to be with one another and to meet again, to really get to know one another. Maybe for all I know you're watching my videos already, just silently out of your own curiosity. Maybe in some of my videos I've appalled you, I'm sure I have. I frankly appalled myself sometimes. I try very hard to be the best version of myself. I do, but I've been infected with darkness by the environment I've grown up in and the people I've been exposed to. And on a level, I do have rather severe mental health problems, which are not my fault, as many people would like to assert they are my fault. And indeed I'm dealing with them as best I can. And trying to be wiser, trying to be more conscientious, trying to be more considerate, compassionate, above all wise, and kinder as well, if I can be. And to be as assertive as I need to be, and to generally speaking, try and live virtuously, rather than living an ignominious or chaotic or wanton and self-destructive life like I've so often been leading, where, you know, at times I would not have been right for you. I would have been too irresponsible. And that is certainly the truth. You know, for instance, last year I was drinking 8 cans of Heineken a day, and you certainly wouldn't want to be with someone like that, I'm sure. You know, I doubt anyone would. But it was just a trap I fell into. And it's a trap every male in my family has fallen into. So, you know, that's understandable if you wouldn't want to get with me in that situation, but it does also go hand in hand with the creative life, unfortunately, in a great many cases. You know, the drinking and the drugs and the cigarettes. I don't think I'll be able to give up the cigarettes quite. I mean, I've got this little inhalator thing that just delivers pure nicotine to the back of my throat, and it's fairly foul. And I vape also here, but I still smoke cigarettes, and, you know, I can't quite give them up, I don't think, even though I've tried. I can't offer you like a ride into space yet, anyway. Hopefully one day I can, if indeed you want to come with me on that adventure, and, you know, be alongside me in the adventurous life I plan on leading in the rest of my 30s and into my 40s, and hopefully my 50s and 60s, and exploring new things both intellectually and in the external world. I hope to see humanity set foot on Mars one day. I hope to see humanity with manned missions fly past Jupiter on the way to the moons of the outer solar system. I hope to see all these things happen, and I want to commit my life to it, alongside writing and stand-up comedy and everything else I do. And I'm gaining competence all the time, so it's never as though I'll know everything, even though I know a lot of things about a lot of different subjects. And I think I make good conversation at least, and I think I say things that might interest you. And I think we'd share a great many things. It's not every day. There are lots of beautiful girls in the world. I think I've said this before in other videos. You know, there are lots of beautiful women in the world, I should say. You're not a girl, you're a woman. But they don't all make me feel the same way you do. It's not every day you find a mirror to your own soul in someone else. When that day comes, it shifts the ground under your feet. It's as though a different sort of force has taken possession of you, and it shifts your whole reality. That's what it's like. Nothing else matters anymore. No, you know, only this now matters to me. That's why I'm speaking like this. I don't know if you want to continue watching, even if you've watched this far. I'd be glad if you had. But I suppose on a level it doesn't matter what I say, you're going to make up your own mind one way or another. But yeah, I want only your happiness, your safety, your success, and above all for you to experience the joys of life, the wonder of it. I'm sure you do. You know, I think I saw that in your eyes very much. And you have a son now. I happen to know. You know, I hope I could teach him everything I know, and be a good stepfather to him if that was to ever happen. I think I could be responsible enough. At my best, I could be. I could at least teach him about the great poetry and literature and history and philosophy and mathematics and the sciences and really the gamut of human knowledge to some extent. I'm well read enough in those areas. But I've got a message flashing up on the screen saying storage is low now, so I've got to wrap this video up. And you probably don't want to hear me just babble on anymore, but that is love, in my opinion. I wake up in the morning thinking about you very often. I think, I hope Amanda's okay today. And then the next day, I hope Amanda's okay today. And I go to bed thinking, I hope Amanda had a good day today. In the middle of the day, I think, what can I do today that is going to bring me closer to you? You know, that's going to build a bridge between us somehow, where we can mutually discover that we might be made for one another. If indeed I am correct, I think you are my soulmate, the soul I'm wedded to in spirit, and one day I'd like to be in fact. So that's all I can really say. So Amanda, if you ever want to reach out to me, my email is scwinton@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to, and I just wonder how many people would be emailing me with a false email, a fake email account set up by some scammer or something, I don't know, but I would just like to hear from you. And I hope you'd like to hear from me. So, bye-bye, Amanda. I love you as always. You're my one. There's no one else for me, I don't think. And I'll either die alone or hopefully be with you one day. And I just hope that day is soon, because I don't want to be like Dante Alighieri. Thank you, my love. Bye.